All right, as you may have figured out by now, there's multiple ways to do multiple things, okay? So one of the things that I want to focus on right now is your effects control area, okay? So these are my clips. As you can see, I've already dragged and dropped my clips to my timeline. Now I want to add some special effects, or I need to do some editing to that specific clip, okay? So I'm gonna work on this clip right now. Whatever my blue line is hovered over, that's the clip I'm gonna be able to see, okay? So I click on my clip, and then I go to my effects control. If I had any special effects on this clip, this is where I would be able to see them. So certain things you're gonna automatically see. You're gonna see your scale, like if I need to make it bigger or smaller, that's gonna be located right there. If I needed to change the position, if I needed to rotate it, like some of this stuff I don't use that often, but if I had to, you can just imagine the creativity that you can do with it, right? Like if you had multiple shots in one screen or whatever. All right, so I'm just going back to where it originally was, okay? Opacity, sometimes you may use it. You'll use it when you add special effects. That just makes it darker or lighter. Blend mode, if I put something on top of another one, it's just different things that we'll get to when we get to more advanced stuff, okay? If I needed to turn up my volume, I could turn it up right here, the level. Like if my clip was really low and I needed to make it louder, I could do it right there. But those are the basic things that come with every clip, okay? So I'm gonna make them smaller just to make more room. All right, so I just click that arrow that drops down. That's like a drop down menu. Now what we're gonna practice right here is adding effects to the clip. So right here, for each folder is a different set of effects, okay? So you got effects and you also got transitions, but we're working on effects. I want you to experiment with some different effects, okay? So for example, let's say, and don't be alarmed if every effect doesn't work, because there are steps to certain effects. But let's say I wanted to do a Gaussian blur. I basically click, drag it, let it go, and it dropped on top. But notice when I did that, it popped up in my effects control. All right, so now notice that the screen didn't change, right? It's because I got to make it change. So I can go to blurriness, and if I wanted to make it blurry, that's how I would do it. I control everything over here in my effects control, okay? This horizontal and vertical, if I just wanted to make it a horizontal blur, I can do that, and so on and so forth, okay? If I don't like the effect, I can always turn it off by clicking on it, and it'll draw a line through it, or I can delete it altogether, okay? So let's try a different effect. Let's go to, I like stylized because you'll see these. And one of these techniques is how you can make those little cartoon effects. So I dropped the posterize on there, and notice that you saw that effect pop up immediately, okay? I can change the level on how much I want it to look posterized, or how less I want it to look. The more it goes, the less the number, the more it's posterized. The less the number, the less you see it, okay? And we're not gonna worry about using none of these masking tools or anything just yet. Don't even worry about that. All right, so that's how you go to effects and control. That's where all of your information is stored for that clip. Even if I was adding an audio effect on it, it would be the same thing. If I wanted to go to give it a reverb, I could drop it on top of my audio. It pops up down here, and then I will control the amount the reverb is in my effects control, okay? All right, so experiment. I want you to find some different effects, experiment with them. And one tip that I use, if there's an effect that doesn't work, because there's hundreds of effects, right? If there's an effect that you kind of interested in, and it doesn't work initially, you look it up on YouTube. There's somebody that has broken down each effect on YouTube, okay? So I'm going to give you the basics, but until then, if you have any questions, just let me know.